And we're good to go. Hey, good morning, Real Closers. Good morning, Gustavo. How's it going?
Hey everybody, good morning. Happy Monday. Holiday week, right? Holiday week. So hey, for everybody that's grinding this week, working this week, hey, power to you guys.
Man, I posted this week that, I love my kids, but it's like, why do they have to take a full week off? I work from home, so it's like they're home,
Yeah,
all day. So right now they're like sitting quietly,
craziness.
but yeah. So we're back. We're back every Monday, Power Hour. We're going to talk about how to get free leads from Facebook, and this is going to be part 3. We went through part 1 and 2 previous 2 weeks. I'll post the link to the YouTube channel. We actually recorded it, and we actually posted it in the Real Closers YouTube channel. So
Awesome.
post the link in a bit, and let's go. Let's go.
All right, great. So, quick recap, 30-second recap. The last couple of weeks, we've talked about how to generate leads from Facebook for free leads, okay? Free leads, don't cost you anything but your time. Because if you don't have a bunch of money to buy leads, you probably have a lot of time to generate leads, right? So got to put that elbow grease in there. First week, we talked about your Facebook profile, the importance of that profile, optimizing that profile, using it to talk to your audience, growing your audience on that profile was week number 1. Week number 2, week number 2 was packed. That was a great one, talking about all things Facebook groups, how to leverage other people's groups, how to leverage your own group to generate a bunch of leads on Facebook. And now we're going to talk about number 3. Number 3 topic is today, and I'm going to talk about one really simple topic, and that is Facebook Marketplace. That's it. Facebook Marketplace is going to be the topic of week number 3. And I want to give people a little bit of perspective, right? So I've been in the business for a while now. I got my license in 2010, and it went full-time. I was only doing part-time at that point, full-time in 2013, because I had a big cushy corporate job that I didn't really want to leave until I felt like, hey, you know what? This is something I want to jump into. And back then, that time span, 2010 to 2013, I remember one amazing lead source that was like an untapped like huge fountain of leads. It was just leads and leads and leads. And it was called Craigslist. Okay. So for the folks, old school folks back in the early 2010s, you know what I'm talking about, right? You could post 50 links a day on Craigslist, homes lists, first time home buyer classes, check out these different kinds of homes. You would put chicken pictures, you would put anything to get people's attention. You put emojis and a bunch of little text characters to get people's attention and click on your link versus everybody else's on the Craigslist real estate space. And you try to get people to click on those. And I would get 5, 10, 15 leads a day off of Craigslist, okay? It was very simple. They weren't always the highest quality leads, but there was a lot of them, and you could pick and choose the best, right? And a lot of agents that I knew were doing 1, 2, 3 deals a month just from Craigslist. They'd get up, get their cup of coffee, post on Craigslist for the first hour of the day, and then just sit back and reach out to the leads that were clicking on them from the day before, from the week before, from that day, right? So Craigslist is one of those just crazy good lead sources for a long time. And then suddenly it kind of ended, right? In November 2013, people, if you were doing this back in the day at a high level, I had a virtual assistants doing this. I was doing this at a high level back then. They suddenly turned it off, right? They didn't allow you to put hyperlinks in those ads anymore, the real estate ads. They didn't allow you to put hyperlinks anymore. So all of a sudden, like overnight, the lead production might have dropped like 90%, I think, right? Because then suddenly people couldn't click anymore. They had to copy paste into a browser. That was the only difference. 90% difference on lead generation at the end of the day. Okay. So really, really big difference. All right. So I say that, I give that to say, because for the longest time, we were looking for the next Craigslist. Was it going to be, was it going to be like Amazon classifieds? Was it going to be some other kind of classified source? Who was going to replace that Craigslist lead source, right? To give us that huge amount of attention. What Craigslist had is it was, back in the day, it was the number 4 or 5 most visited site in the world, okay? Craigslist. Even now, it must be still top 20. I don't think it's really dropped off that much. But back then, it was top 10, top 5. One of the most visited websites in the world to buy stuff, to sell stuff, to meet people, to get dates, anything you can imagine was done on Craigslist back in the day. And I remember one of my gurus, coaches, that was huge on Craigslist, she suddenly said, hey, Facebook is the new Craigslist. And I'm like, oh man, this is so sad. Of course, Facebook's not the new Craigslist. It can't be, right? This is just not true. And this is a little early. This is 2014, 2015 timeframe. She was a little bit ahead of the curve because Facebook Marketplace didn't come into being for several years after that, okay? Several years after that. But if you're listening to this and you don't know what Facebook Marketplace is, then you obviously don't buy and sell stuff in your neighborhood, in your town, in your area, right? Because it is the #1 place where you can buy and sell anything, okay? Furniture, clothing, you can sell old baby stuff, that I've done. I've moved, I've moved like, 3 times in the last 5 years. Facebook Marketplace is the bomb, man. You got a bunch of stuff that people will come and get it. If it's free, if it's $1, if it's $50, if it's $100, you put it out there and you give people a good deal, that stuff is gone, right? Very, very quickly. I posted a rental. Okay. My property manager was telling me they were struggling to get one of my rentals rented. And I said, watch this. I posted one ad on Facebook Marketplace for that rental. And within 24 hours, I think I got 200 messages for that rental. I said, the problem is not the market, bro. The problem is you. And that was my former property manager right after that, right? So Facebook Marketplace has a ton of attention, That whole preamble was just to tell you the power of attention, people's attention. Facebook has it. Facebook Marketplace has it. The challenge is that most agents, #1, they don't even know about it. They might not use it at all. And #2, they don't know that they can do 2 things on Facebook Marketplace, okay? They can post listings on Facebook Marketplace. Any listing you've got, anyone else's listing you get permission for. You can post single property listings on Facebook Marketplace. My recommendation, don't post the price, post some good pictures. Not all the pictures, don't post all the pictures, right? But put something that's attractive. The 3 most popular pictures people want to look at are the kitchen. I think it's the master bedroom and master bath, in that order, right? Kitchen, master bedroom, master bath. Don't put those pictures on Craigslist, okay? Post the listing, don't put those pictures, and have people reach out to you for the private information, for the pictures, everything else, okay? So just do it this way.
I did go live in this group about a couple years ago. I went live in this group and I went through an exact process on how to post listings on Marketplace. I covered if it was a listing, I covered all the main things you wanted to say, the picture that you wanted to post, the message that you needed to post. So I'll see if I can find that link.
Dig it up. Dig it up. If you have a walkthrough, 100%, man. That's 100% applicable. But it still surprises me that most people don't do that. And in addition to the single property listings, you can also publish events on Facebook Marketplace. What do I mean by events? Your first time homebuyer webinar, right? Every single week, you should post that you have a first time homebuyer webinar, whether people have low down payment, bad credit, looking for financing options, looking for if they qualify for special loan programs. You should be posting that every single week. You can renew these posts for a week, right? So every single Monday, get your cup of coffee, renew your 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Facebook Marketplace posts and get them out there. Another big advantage you also do is you can actually join Facebook groups that buy and sell stuff, right? The buy and sell Facebook groups, the garage sale groups, the buy and sell groups. There's dozens, if not hundreds of these in every city. You can actually post them as listings on that group as well, on those groups as well, right? Whether it's rental groups, for sale groups, whatever it is, you can grab your single property listing, post it to Marketplace and to any group that you want. You can post your program to any group that you want, and you want to do it on a weekly basis. And this is almost like magic, right? People will reach out to you. It might be 1 or 2 a day. It might be one of my clients just did this, right? They didn't believe me. They got 10 people messaging them within a day. This is for our first time home buyer program, right? First time home buyer webinar. And I go, because he had a class that he taught, like most agents do. And if your agent doesn't, your lender does, right? So get him on Zoom, get a slide deck, right? And advertise this class every single week. If 2 people attend that, that's 2 more leads than you had yesterday, right? It takes an hour of your time to do a class like that virtually on Zoom, get their attention and get them in there, right? So it works. It worked 2 years ago, right? It still works right now because even more people are using Facebook Marketplace now than they were even a couple of years ago.
Exactly, exactly. And if you are a lender, it works too. You could do the home buyer seminar that you're talking about, Gustavo, but there's a trick for lender with the listing. So if you want to
Ah,
know that trick, post in the comments. We'll talk about that. But I knew a guy who that's all he did. Just make marketplace, single lender, ton of leads, ton of applications filled out, and of course the closing rate is going to depend on how you talk to them and all that,
of
but
course.
it's a
We're
very
talking
good
about
resource.
generate the opportunity, right? Getting free
Exactly.
leads. I'm going to say free deals, free leads, right? People interested. The conversion process. Maybe that's the topic for next week. Roberto. The conversion process is still the same, right? Whether that leads come from a paid source or that leads come from a free source. It's a lead coming in. They're interested. They're inbound. They're coming to you, right? Got to take them by the hand. You got to convert them, right? And we can go over the Facebook lead. That's a topic for next week, the Facebook lead conversion process. And we can bring it all together, the ads, the free, and kind of what do you do with them once they reach out to you, and the kind of mindset you got to have with some of these leads so you actually have success with them instead of having a lot of leads, but not really a lot of deals.
And if you do decide to, use marketplace to advertise, keep in mind this is a local marketplace. So if you put your
100%.
picture, exactly, and if you put your picture in there, you're branding yourself for free. People are looking up your information. They're gonna be, if you put like a little picture in there, they're gonna see who you are. You put a little bit more like there's tricks, again, tips and tricks that you can
Yeah.
use to drive more
And
traffic.
another thing that I love about this is scalable. Okay, this is scalable. Someone can help you post this, right? Preferably, they got to be in the same office with you, because if you have someone out overseas, it could be an issue, right? But if you have like an assistant helping you out, or even better, your people on your team, have them use their profiles. So now you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people doing the exact same thing. Instead of one person doing it, you've got 5 people, 5 times the reach, 5 times more leads coming in. It's probably the most scalable of the different activities, because you're relying on postings going into the marketplace. It's going to depend on your area, the size of your market, all those things, of course, but it is much more scalable than some of the other organic lead generation techniques.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So if you are using free ways to get leads, definitely go back 2 weeks. I'm gonna post a link to the first YouTube channel. I mean the YouTube link, so that you can follow part 2 and today's part 3 if you want more information. If you want more info, of course, post questions, ask questions. Be happy to chat with you either on the comments or DMs. All right. All right,
All right.
Gustavo, thank you so much for stopping by. We'll be back again here next week.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great holiday. Happy Thanksgiving.
There you go. There you go. Have a good one.